All I want to do is play a fucking lawyer game again. This is like one of my most hotly requested, like, Mika, please. When people are like, what other games do you have streaming in the future? And I'm like, well, and then I'm like, when are you playing Apollo Justice? Today. I'm starting Apollo Justice today. Are you happy? No? Shut the fuck up. Let's go. Please, XSplit. Come on. Just, please. I just want to play a lawyer game. For the love of God. It's not even XSplit. It's my computer. Because XSplit is pretty much fine on my laptop. Whatever. What's shaking, guys? Are you ready for this? No? Too fucking bad. If you're not ready for Apollo Justice, I don't really know what to tell you. Mika, you live. Yeah? Somehow! Huh. Oh, I don't remember what I usually set the volume for at DS games. I'm gonna put it like 17, see how that sounds. Let's just fucking get into it. Well, this aged well. Ooh. Photoshop effects. I see there's like a sliver of the top screen on the bottom screen. I fucked up. Showdown time. Ooh. Showdown time. You lose. Eek. I seem to be in a bit of trouble. Something like that. Dead. Someone hit him hard. Me? Please. The cops should be here any minute. I'm in your hands. Should it come to that. Ooh, spooky! Wow, they couldn't be bothered to make new policemen? I swear. God. Panicked. Palms sweaty. I can admit it. I'm nervous. Ah, good morning. It's this fucking guy. Good morning, sir! You look tense, Justice. Wound up tight. Wound up, sir? No! I'm loose! I'm fine! That screeching noise, is that your voice? I suppose it's to be expected. Your first trial, and it's a homicide. I guess justice doesn't smart small, eh? Is the volume okay, guys? I seriously don't remember what I had it set to for Ace Attorney, so I hope you can hear me okay. What? I'm fine! I got up at 5 a.m. to do my Chords of Steel voice workout. I'm fine! Ah, that explains it. It's 4:20? Excuse me? It sounds good, volume good. Good. Ah, that explains it. I did detect a certain rasping quality to your screech. I overdid it again. As you know, your client today is a good friend of mine. I wouldn't want to let him down, if you get my drift. Drift gotten, sir! I'm all over that drift! As it happens, I dined with him the night of the murder. We can't let this case fall through. Yes, I'm fine, sir! One more thing. Don't say you're fine quite so much. People might take you the wrong way. I'll be preparing our case. You might want to introduce yourself to the client. Might. My name is Apollo Justice. If it isn't clear already, I'm a new attorney. And today is my first trial. Not that I'm worried or anything. The defendant has been accused of murder. My boss wants to help him out, of course, and so do I. I mean, there's no way he did it. Not him! No way! I mean, if you haven't seen the spoilers for this already, it's a trip, isn't it? Whoa! Morning. Morning. It's all up to you today. First trial, nervous. Meeting him, cardiac arrest. I think I'm supposed to say something. Help? So, you're... Fine! I'm fine! Mr. Fine, is it? I did remember you having an odd name. Well, we're off to a great start. Are you sure you're okay? I mean, with me? Mr. Gavin is a top-notch defense attorney, and he's your friend. So why? You'll see. Huh? You can do it. Be confident. I'm really sorry this happened to you. I mean, It's time, shall we? Yes, sir! Okay, I need to focus. First trial, here comes justice! Hey, it's 420. Oh, hell yeah! Okay, sorry. I hope you enjoy this game, Mika. A lot of people don't. I played it before and I enjoyed it. So, I assume I'll enjoy it again. It's been a long time, but I'm pretty certain I'll enjoy it. Court is now in session. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is fine. I mean, ready, Your Honor. Am I going blank? Don't panic. Too late. Your name was Mr. Justice. And this is your first trial? Yes, Your Honor, but I'm fine. Really? Are you quite sure? Your voice sounds a bit strained. Mr. Gavin. Yes, Your Honor. I was under the impression that you would be heading up this case. I'm sorry, that's weird words.
I don't know how to read.
That was my intention, yes. Hey, here's the thing about this case, guys, if I can take a quick break. I don't remember how long it is. Like, I don't know how long this stream will be. If anyone's gonna be like, how long will you be streaming, Mika?
I don't know.
Because I don't really remember if this case was that long. However, a defense attorney must always cede to his client's wishes. And my client specifically requested Mr. Justice. Well, of course he wants justice, but to entrust his case to this greenhorn, why? I do not exaggerate when I say that you're the best defense attorney in town, Mr. Gavin. Okay, so Gavin's got trial experience, fine, but does he have cords of steel? Then let's begin. The defendant may enter the courtroom. It's on the longer end for a first trial. Yippee! Let me take a sip of my Powerade. I fucking was cleaning up my room, and I was like, why is there a coffee mug in here? I don't remember drinking coffee in my room, and I looked in it, and there was still, like, blue around the rim. I was like, oh, this is the cup where I microwaved the Powerade. If y'all have been missing my Fire Emblem streams, you've been missing out, and by that I mean good for you. You probably don't want to see them. This is truly an unfortunate turn of events. I'm sorry we had to meet again under these circumstances. Long time no see, Mr. Wright. Let's put the past behind us, shall we? These days, I'm merely Phoenix Wright, piano player. Mr. Wright, how could this have happened? I won't speak of it further, then. If the prosecution will be so kind as to explain the charges, Mr. Payne? To think I saw you enter this room a fresh attorney, and now I'll see you leave in chains. Ah, Winston Payne, subtle as ever. I almost said stubble. Stubble as ever. Subtle as ever, I see. The crime occurred at the Borscht Bowl Club, a Russian restaurant. The defendant... Borscht, the one Russian food I can name. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, took the victim, a customer, and he hit him! Wham! On the head! Smack! Kill him cold! A customer at the restaurant, you say. And the defendant, you say he was. The pianist. You gotta make sure to really enunciate that word. The pianist for the club, it seems. Phoenix, right. A pianist? This is the weapon that took the victim's life. A bottle of grape juice. Wow, check out how PG. A big glass bottle of
Grape juice.
grape juice is apparently our defendant's drink of choice. The court accepts the deadly bottle as evidence. Deadly bottle. Something to note, Justice. All evidence is filed in the court record. Make a practice of checking it frequently. The court record? Right, I've heard of that. Use the court record button to... Who cares? Actually, it's still grape juice in the Japanese version. That's a lie. It's budou juice. I'm very funny. Right, the court record button. Sounds like push it. So the victim was a customer at this restaurant. But who was this, Shady Smith fellow? I like how he's even looking to one side, like that really brings it home. We believe he was a traveler, Your Honor. A traveler? According to his passport, he'd been out of the country for a number of years. He'd only returned to this country recently, though his place of residence is unclear. And he had... It's you, it's a water sausage. Thank you for remembering that. That's a good time. Remember when I streamed Undertale? I just really liked It's You, It's a Water Sausage. And he had some kind of connection with the defendant. That too is unclear at the present, Your Honor. We believe they first met at the Borscht Bull Club on the night of the crime. If they'd only just met, then why murder? Perhaps the victim slighted the defendant's piano plating? That doesn't appear to have been the case. No, the motive had nothing to do with the defendant's lack of playing skill. At least not piano playing. I'll let this photo explain what I mean. God, I wish that were me. He looks so relaxed. As we can see, a game of poker was in progress at the scene of the crime. Wait a second, isn't poker gambling? That's a crime in of itself. It's not illegal to play poker. Indeed, it appears our defendant has fallen to become the basest sort of criminal. It is true that the defendant was engaged in a game of poker with the victim, yet it was only that, a game in the purest sense, a competition, Your Honor. A competition? Yes, a test of wits, a silent clash of passions. Only the cards, their backs wreathed in blue flame, know its final outcome. Did I say blue flame?
Blue flame.
Come again. The cards on the table had blue backs, Your Honor. I believe the defense was waxing poetic in an attempt to mystify those present and impress women. That will be our first order of business here, then. Impress women. To find out more about this fatal game of cards. Very well, defendant. You will testify to the court about the poker competition held the night of the crime. My pleasure. This is it. My first trial. Here goes nothing. No, here comes justice. I'm a pianist by trade.
Haha.
Yet I can hardly play at all. My real job is to take on interested customers over at the poker table. The room where we play and the... Are you fucking serious, Windows? I don't have time for your ass right now. The room where we play and the competition in there are the club's main attractions. The rules are simple. We play a game of poker using 2 decks of cards. That's all it is. A game. And our customers are happy. Why do you play poker with 2 decks of cards? That kind of fucks up the whole game. A pianist who can't play piano? Better than a defense attorney who can't defend. Very well. The defense may begin the cross-examination. Right, Your Honor. My first cross-examination. Don't blow it. Are you all right? You're sweating bullets. Bullets? Where? It's a figure of speech, Justice. Your voice sounds strained and raspy, too. My brain feels strained and raspy, sir. You've watched me perform cross-examinations many times, though you've never done one yourself, have you? Care for a refresher? What to do? Should I ask Mr. Gavin for a... No, fuck that. I don't care. I'm good, thanks. No need for help here, sir. I think I got this one covered. I think you'd better do more than think. You know it or you do not. I'm fine! The cords of steel are ready for battle. My weapons, press and present. Find any inconsistencies, any lies in the testimony, and reveal them to the court. That is cross-examination. Learn it, know it, do it. Inconsistencies? Lies? Phoenix Wright? As if Phoenix Wright would never lie, and... yeah, that's a good one. Phoenix Wright would never lie, and it's up to me to prove it. The defense may begin its cross-examination. I hit my head on a shelf, like, right before the stream, and it still kind of hurts, but I think it gave me super warrior power. Penis. The title of Penis is a mask, a respectable face I wear for the world at large. Then why are you really at the Borscht Bowl Club? Mika, I think you died for like 5. Seems to be the case. I am a professional after all. Bah, do I take pride in that? What? I played poker for 7 years in that little room. And I've never lost once. What? You see why the customers come now? Defeat the undefeated poker champion. It's quite a draw. Oh boy, Twitch is fucking dying for me meat. Twitch has been having problems tonight, it feels like. And I'm just like,
I'm just playing games.
I'm just playing games. No, Mika, the stream is dying. I'm not doing anything! I'm just playing games. Twitch, can you just stop it? It might depend on your location. That is, I'm quite a draw. Wait, you've never lost once, not even one time? As I said, I'm a professional. He's played poker for 7 years and not lost once. Is that even possible? I mean, I guess. Theoretically, yeah? Oh, my boy Apollo. Look at him. How old is Apollo at this point? Oh, it doesn't say. 32. 33. Question marks. Who cares? Has quite a history, actually. The Borscht Bowl Club used to be a gathering spot for black market type backs in the day. Yeah, you know. Go and sell illegal drugs. Have a bowl of borscht. What a pleasant evening. Russia! I don't know what the other... I was gonna name some other Russian foods and I really... I'm sorry, I'm uncultured swine. What other Russian foods are there besides borscht? Vodka. Ah, yes, I loved when me old grandmama used to take us home for a good Russian dinner of borscht and vodka and crying on the cold floor. All in the past, things like the black market are only on the silver screen nowadays. I like how I just saw someone else in the chat just say vodka. Same. Suffice to say that there were a lot of deals being made under the table. Anyone else in the chat a big fan of vodka? Because I sure am. Right there in that room, a smoky room, gambling hoods, you know. Just looking at this picture makes me feel bad. The bosses gather around the table, cutting deals safe from the eyes of law. Meanwhile, a goon keeps watch through the small window. I can practically picture it now. That window does look like it would be good for Cubicle. Oh god, I'm fucking yawning. Just look up for the little L's. The room had few other tricks to it, that was common knowledge to our regulars. At any rate, they'd come to play poker in a room steeped in history. Despite the dark past, it was all just good, clean fun. Beef Stroganoff originated in Russia. I'm a fan of big beef. 2 decks of cards? See, yeah, that's fucking me up. Why? A simple measure to prevent cheating. How would that prevent cheating? Me winning the game of poker be like, damn bitch, look what I got. 5 of kind, it's 5 aces of spades. What do you mean I'm cheating? There's 2 decks! Shouldn't there be that many? A simple measure to prevent cheating. That doesn't make sense. If you alternate 2 decks, no one can slip in cards. That's bullshit. There's something else I noticed. In addition to the cards on the table... I'm yawning. I really don't feel that tired, but I can't stop yawning. I'm so sorry. In addition to the cards on the table, there are some lying scattered on the floor. precisely cards on the table, cards upon the floor, each one forming a complete deck. They don't use the 2 decks simultaneously, still bullshit. A crime scene painted blue by a sad sweep. Shut up, Kristoff, I don't care. Incidentally, we use 2 types of cards at a club. One deck of cards was red, the other blue. As I recall, in poker you make 5-card hands. What a fucking riveting conversation. I can see how it'd be easy to cheat. Huh, yes, a game of...
Hands.
Cool. This competition you're talking about, I believe the court understands the nature of the game sufficiently. That's right! It was a simple game after all! Are you sure? People are not murdered over simple games, Mr. Justice. Defendant, you were in the room the very moment the crime occurred, yet you claim no connection to the crime? Now that's strange. What's strange? I was testifying about the competition that night. Asking me about the crime at this point is against the rules, Your Honor. Of course, I expected to hear a cry of objection from the defense. I completely let that one slip by. Don't despair yet, Justice. Sir? Right. There's something I'd like made clear. Namely, your connection to the case at hand. And I'd like to hear it from you. Sure, why not? Very well, the defendant will amend his testimony. Just one little press, and I got myself a whole new testimony. Silence? The defendant has the right to refute. What, are his fingerprints on it? There's fucking fingerprints on it.
Come on now.
Oh hey, I can do all this shit again, so like that's fun. You guys remember this? Remember this from case 1-5? Look at that. Woo! Wait. That doesn't say grapes, that says ME3 Gemini sign mutant sperm is what that says. Yeah, I stand by what I said, even though now it looks like it says 2E3 H Apparently it's Mr. Wright's favorite drink. I wonder how well it goes with borscht. Probably fucking nasty. It says Tuesday? That is not what Tuesday looks like. Have you ever read words? Fucking... Just because y'all went to the 5th grade, you think you know everything. But why? That clearly puts you at a disadvantage. And it's your job to turn that around, and it's just fucking point out that I touched the damn bottle, Apollo. Come on! Didn't you detect something odd about that statement? And then Apollo's just like,
No.
sure if you don't think. Yeah. The only fucking evidence... What fucking evidence do we even have? We have my fucking badge, the autopsy report, a photo, and a bottle. And I'm just gonna be like, badge. Badge? Badge. What is Apollo? Is Apollo's number different than Phoenix's? What's his number? 29003. Oh, Apollo, you're so cute. Yes, it is different. I'm sorry, I'm dumb. That was a stupid question. Welcome to the Apollo Justice stream, where we're lawyers and we don't think. Better check the court record. Isn't it a little early to be jumping to conclusions? Isn't it a little early to be fucking talking to me? I'm done with you already, Kristoff. I am not a Kristoff fan. Okay. Alright, Apollo, do the thing. Objection! Yeah. So you say you didn't touch the murder weapon? This grape juice bottle? Right? So I said. Something the matter, Mr. Justice? Oh god. Too bad our new defense attorney never learned how to play dumb. What's this, Mr. Payne? I examined the bottle in question, you see, and it was covered with the defendant's fingerprints. Objection! No need to shout, Mr. Justice. I can hear you just fine. Wait, is his hair gonna do the thing? Never mind. Excess yelling can damage the judge's ears. And our case? But what about my cords of steel? Anyway, what's so strange about the fingerprints on a bottle in a restaurant? Did anyone else just have the audio get real crunchy for a second? Like Apollo's trying to like make his case and the music's just like Oh, they wouldn't prove a thing if they were normal fingerprints. Huh? But the fingerprints on the murder weapon were upside down. Upside down? What does that mean? What do you mean, what does that mean? It means he was holding the bottle upside down, you stupid fuck. God damn it. What? I'm sorry, there's currently a stampede of horses running by the courtroom. Why is it doing that? Wait, I might... Hold on, guys. I might have a solution to this. Hold on. Is today just gonna be one of those fucking days? Give me just a hot second. There's something that might help. Hold on. How y'all doing? You enjoying Apollo Justice? Were y'all excited for it? I was excited for Apollo Justice. I love this game, but also all Ace Attorney games are good. Desmume doesn't like this game, maybe? Guess I'll fucking die. Here, let's try this. Load that save state, boy. There we go. Oh no, I still hear the crunching. I still hear a little bit of crunch. It means he was holding the bottle inverted and... There is no Apollo Justice HD, right? Can you play Apollo Justice on like Steam or anything? Because I might, if this is the problem, I might just switch to like the Steam version or whatever after this. My Desmume ran this fine. Guess I'll die. Maybe it's a shitty ROM? We'll see. To braid someone with the bottle. No! There's a 3DS version and mobile version. Cool. I would probably just see if I could play a different one. Mr. Gavin, I think things took a turn for the worse. Oh, I see no problem, Justice. Crunch. Huh? The only thing that matters is the truth. There's a good reason for everything. You'll see. Maybe change the sound settings to synchronous? Give me a second. Do. Sometimes needed for streams. Yeah, I know, right? Let's give it a try. Boom! Defendant, can you explain your fingerprints on this bottle to the court? I stand by my plea of silence regarding the murder. Hopefully that solved the crunch. For now. Not very cooperative, are you? This could hurt your case. I'm sure he's uncooperative because he's hiding something. There must be some reason.
Crunch, crunch.
Objection!
Your Honor, you seem to have forgotten something. And what might that be, Mr. Gavin? On the night of the crime, who was it who reported the murder to the police? Reported? Well, that was the defendant, Mr. Wright, but still, that... Really? The judge doesn't even fucking review the case at all. Does anybody even fucking review the case before we show up in the courtroom, or do we just have to, like, come in here and run down the case for everyone? Does everyone in his fucking courtroom just, like, show up late 5 minutes with Starbucks? Yes, well, according to the case file, the murder was reported from near the scene by a call from the defendant's cell phone. Near the scene? Let's take a look at a diagram of the murder scene, shall we? The victim was murdered in a small room in a basement 2 floors down from the ground level. Of course, cell phones can't get reception so far down. The defendant used the stairs and this hallway to go above ground. And he looked really sexy doing it. Hot! Damn! The call came from the first floor of the restaurant. I see. And this is the phone that made the call? Cool. Gun! Novia de Games Pain. Thank you for following. The defendant could have just fled to the scene of the crime if he so chose. Yet he fulfilled his duty as a citizen and reported it to the authorities. And you claim he's being uncooperative? Nice save, Mr. Gavin. I'd better not waste this. I think the prosecution has toyed with our client enough for the time being. Toyed? I assure you, no one is more serious about... What was it you said? The defendant was in the room the very moment the crime occurred. How can you possibly know this? That's a good question. How indeed? The answer is simple, Your Honor. The prosecution has a decisive witness. You're as good as they say you are. So someone else was in the room the night of the crime. That must mean they witnessed the crime. Everything up until now has been a warm-up, Justice. You don't fucking say. All we establish is that grape juice. Grape juice. Are you ready? Very well. The prosecution may call its first witness to the stand. Girl. The witness will state her name and profession. Hold on just a moment. Where's the witness? I surmise that she's been frightened by the defense's demonic-looking horns. So I used a little hair gel. Relax, people. Have no fear. If any horns point in your direction, this court will cut them off. You... sure? I swear it on my gavel. Please come out. I think she's supposed to have a Russian accent, but here's the thing.
I don't know how to do a Russian accent, so...
Isn't violence against hair a crime, Your Honor? Well, if you're sure it's okay. She's so cute. Wait a minute! Would the prosecution care to explain the witness's paraphernalia? She's so cute! Ah! Yes, she's a professional, Your Honor. Those are merely the tools of her trade. And that would be... My name is Olga Orly. I'm employed as a waitress at the Borscht Bowl Club restaurant. Then why the camera? Of course, it's my pride to serve borscht at his naming restaurant. But I also perform, how is said, other service. I take it one of these other services is taking the customer's pictures? Da. Like, for example, this one. That's the defendant? Indeed, on the night of the murder. Man in white, that is one who's gone kaput. Why do the Japanese love Russians? I mean, because Russia's like right there. Her name in Japanese is Honto, if I recall. So she's living Honto? Honto. Hilarious. Indeed, that is the victim. How the fuck do you sound Russian? Hold on for a second, guys. I just heard a weird sound in my house too. Like, can't I just stream? Can't I just live? This is quite a piece of evidence to casually drop into our laps. In the same way as I drop cold bowls of borscht on laps of customers. Casually. Wow. That's so sweet of you. Then the court will casually accept this new evidence. Cool. Now, witness, where were you at the time of the murder? I was in room, the hideout we call it. Excuse me? The hideout? It is room where famous gangster bad guy. Hey Mika, have you ever noticed that weird noises happened in your Ace Attorney streams? Oh shit, I can't read. The ghosts like Ace Attorney have confirmed. Yeah, it's probably the ghosts of whatever fucking murder victims just coming to suck my dick or whatever. So like, that's cool. Is room where murder took place. What? Cha-ching. You are welcome, utter surprise. It is lovely. I will post my courtroom door later for you. Photos will be numbered, and you will rate which ones you want copy of. So there were 3 people in the room at the time of the crime. The victim, Shady Smith, Mr. Wright, and Olga O'Reilly, our witness. And if Mr. Wright isn't the killer, then that means this little girl killed him. Very well. Witness, you will testify to the court about the night's events. You carry camera for all your adventures. That night, customer asked me to deal cards for game. It was called Both Players Play with Hats On. The victim, he plays whole time with his hand on locket at his neck. Then, last hand is done, but something terrible has happened. That man flew at victim and is strangling to death. That's cool, I guess. Incidentally, who won the game? Same. Just like someone died. Okay, but who won though? Isn't it obvious? The winner was the victim, Mr. Smith. That's ridiculous. Because Mr. Wright can't lose. Justice. Maybe you can come with a more legitimate objection? But he hadn't lost in 7 years. Take it from me, kid. It happens. I didn't lose a case my first 7 years as a prosecutor either. Incidentally, I have some evidence here. These are the poker chips as they lay the very moment of the crime. The hand and chips on this side belong to the defendant, Mr. Wright. Those on the far side belong to the victim, Mr. Smith. Chips, you say? I mean, yes. Imagine that poker is war. Your hand is your army, and the chips are the spoils. I know that. After all, in my youth, I was known as the poker head of courtroom number 3. I think he means poker face. Looking at this picture, it does seem that most of the chips were on the victim's side of the table. I want to eat those chips. Crunchy. Very well, the defense may cross-examine the witness. Crunchy. Okay. Hold it. You are dealing cards. Do you do this often? I am doing this. If customer wishes it, I serve anything. Borscht. Cards. More borscht. Click. It is my work. It's good to hear of a place that hasn't forgotten the meaning of service. Welcome you to Borscht Bowl Club, where borscht is warm as the waitresses. Borscht can be served cold, though. Thank you for not handing out flyers during the cross-examination. It was cold. Both players played with hats on. It's already April. April the 20th, to be exact. It's already April. How could it be cold? At Borscht Bowl Club, we have pride on authentic, rustic, Russian restaurant theme. Outside is city is spring, but inside is always cold as Mother Russia. Did they intentionally make the restaurant cold? That's effed up. Just like some customer in the restaurant is like, I'm cold. Could you turn up the heat? And they're just like, he's cold like Mother Russia. He's authentic. I miss my homeland. Like, what? When it comes to hot borscht, cold is the best seasoning, But you can serve borscht cold. The victim, he plays whole time with his hand on locket at his neck. His locket? Yeah, you know, like a thing around your neck, necklace thing? I believe it was a good luck charm. He gripped it. Why did I almost say clapped? He gripped it many times as he played that night. Yes, he must have felt as though it might carry him to the moon and the stars. Yeah, sure, whatever you say. Though, if it were small enough to fit around his neck, it wouldn't have... If I've learned anything about lockets in these fucking games. The defense would like a clarification. This is a locket we're talking about? I mean, look at a polo. Look at a polo. I mean, a pendant with a picture in it, right? Not a rocket? Of course, I knew that. It was probably a pendant shaped like a rocket. That's why she called it that. No, a locket's a locket. It doesn't matter what shape. It's considered bad form to poke fun at the hard of hearing in our society. Hard of hearing or hard of understanding. So what happened next? And then last hand is done, but something terrible has happened. Da. Something terrible? The defense will frame him needless shouting. No, he won't. Sorry, I need to seriously reconsider this vocal training thing. Now, Miss Orley, can you tell us what happened? Oh, I was so frightened. Da. I trembled with fear. Da. Someone died. Da. That man flew at the victim and is strangling him to death. But the defendant would never do such a thing. Huh? Who? Well, no, I can't say I've ever heard the defense try this tactic. If possible, please refrain from embarrassing me. Damn. Still, why would anyone do something like this over a game of poker? Perhaps it is because defendant has lost game? Yes, a crushing defeat for a man undefeated. So it always is with men like him. So, I'm sorry, I cannot fucking deliver today, apparently. So it always is with men like him. Winners make sore losers. Oh, how the mighty fall. Go ahead, I believe you know what it is you need to do. Right, sir. Leave it to me. I don't know what I need to do. Shit, there were only 3 people in the room at the time of the murder. The victim, Shady Smith, Mr. Wright, and, whatever, girl. And if Mr. Wright isn't the killer, I got you now.
Oh, really?
And my customer has to deal cards for game. It was cold. Both players played with hats on. The victim, he plays whole time with his hand on locket at his neck. Then last hand is done, but something terrible has happened. The man flew at the victim and is strangling him. Fucking knew it. Objection! Oh, really? Strangled, you say? That's odd. Normal customers only choke on borscht. No, I mean, this report shows that the victim... Look at... Look at his face. I don't know, he's just like, man, this piece of paper sure is interesting. I better hold it only like 2 inches from my face. No, I mean this report shows that the victim died of a blow to the head. Huh? Miss Orley, really now? Did you witness the crime? Oh. Sorry, she got it. Don't worry, guys. Look at the picture. It doesn't seem like he was hit. He's still wearing his hat and everything. Yet it's a fact he was hit, Your Honor. That face is like me after I bite into a quesarito. He's like, oh, I fucking love poker. Here's a photo we took of the victim with his hat off during an investigation. Well, it's quite shocking, isn't it? This is what's hit. But I have seen it happen. The defendant, he lunged at victim, his neck. Oh, really, miss? Oh, really? You know, honestly, okay, guys, do you fucking... When did Polo Justice come out? Like 2009? I think this meme was relevant. Hold on. I bet some of you people will see this and have no fucking idea what this is. But you know what? It's fine. So, like, I think in that year, this meme was really, really relevant. This one. Do you guys remember this? Anybody? Just me? Fucking... Bringing it back today. Just gonna go ahead and just put that right there. And that year, that was a relevant meme. In current year, people be like, the fuck is this? Can we witness the rebirth of the Oh Really Owl? Can we bring him back? Oh really, Miss Orley? I think I've caught up to you in your own lie this time. Justice, I admire your enthusiasm, but perhaps you should think this through once more. What do you mean? I found a contradiction! There's one thing in her testimony that troubles me. Very well. It seems we should continue the cross-examination. There's such a thing as thinking too much. This horse is dead. Let's stop beating it. There's such a thing as thinking aloud too much, too. The customer asked me to deal cards or game. It was cold. Both players had some victim. That's bullshit. You didn't say anything about hitting before. So sorry. I must be forgetting this. Witness, you will take greater care with your testimony. I'm sorry. I need another drink of this Powerade. I'm gonna bring back the Be Killed by Demons meme. Does anyone remember that? Oh, I'm sorry, Your Honor. And that clears up the discrepancy with the autopsy report, I believe. The defendant made to strangle his victim, then changed his mind, and chose a simpler, blunter means to do the job. Yes, that sums it up nicely. So he strangled him, then hit him? That's stupid. Go ahead, I believe you know what it is you need to do. Right, sir. Leave it to me. I don't know. There are only 3 people. I actually don't really know. Let's see. Oh, I was like, why do I need to examine this? And it's like, oh yeah, I can just like, oh. I accidentally clicked on my XSplit! Oh shit. Wait, what is that? Wow, the batteries are held with a piece of tape. Oh, Phoenix. He should just buy a new one. Maybe he can't afford it, or he just doesn't care. Phoenix, oh my god. Damn, that's some fucking boomer energy right there. Whatever. Are you a bad enough dude to resurrect memes from 12 years ago? I absolutely am. No choking marks on the dude. Yeah, I would kind of assume. Objection! Nope. 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 Well, at least we get to see this screen. I'm not sure I follow you. It clearly contradicts the, ooh. He would have been born in 1992. Phoenix isn't a boomer. I wasn't... I was jokingly calling Phoenix a boomer. He's not a fucking actual boomer. Why did that not break the bottle? You mentioned Powerade, iced or heated. Today, iced. Isn't this still just like, wouldn't there be something? Do you want a hint, Mika? Yeah. Ah, crunchy Powerade. Well, there's no ice in it. It's iced as in it's cold. I knew it was a joke. I was just wondering if he actually was or not. Well, whatever. It's fine. He's got the locket on in that picture, right? Look at Phoenix's fucking sandals. What a real... Are they sitting in, like, literal snow? That sucks. Like, that really sucks. It's not the last statement? Oh, that's why. Let me see. Is there an issue with the cards? See, there's 4 aces on the table. I'd also pay attention to pictures of the victim. Oh, I see. Oh, he doesn't have the locket on his neck in the other picture. Is that what's going on? Like, where is it in this one? Is it in this photo? It's not in this photo either. So, like, where is it? Can I just present either one of those photographs? Because that would be my assumption, is just like, he doesn't have the locket around his neck anymore. Where'd it go? Bitch. I'm gonna be that guy and do a fucking save state, but I'm assuming that's what I meant to do. Oof. Oof.
Objection!
Yeah, there we go. You know, there was one curious part in her testimony, just like Mr. Gavin said, but what does it mean? Just fucking ask her, stupid. Mr. Justice, would you care to explain what is you're thinking so intensely about? Recall the testimony, Your Honor. The victim played with his hand on locket at his neck, I believe he said. I hope you aren't about to raise an objection to the witness's grammar. No, but look at this photograph. Ah, oh, fuck. I missed it. It's probably the first time I've ever missed someone saying that. Do you see a locket on the victim's neck? Well done, Justice. I'm impressed. You have eyes. I knew you'd be able to handle this. But what does it mean? If we're to believe this witness's testimony as is, then the locket disappeared following the victim's death. Lockets don't just disappear, Your Honor. It's quite simple when you think about it. If the locket is gone, someone must have taken it off. No. Taken it off? Wait, you don't mean... The defendant wasn't strangling the victim at all. He was taking off his locket. Wouldn't that explain it? Huh. Ugh. I have to sneeze. I have to sneeze. It's not coming out, but I gotta fucking sneeze! Ah! Defendant, what do you have to say to this? Say? Yes. I just noticed this, but... You have something hanging around your neck, don't you? Oh, you mean this? Yes, it's a locket with a photograph inside. A photo of my daughter. Come again? Mr. Wright, you have a daughter? We confirmed it at the time of the arrest. The picture in the locket is indeed Mr. Wright's daughter. So Mr. Wright has a locket too? Why don't I buy that this is just a coincidence? Well, now, if the results of the poker game led to the murder, perhaps we should hear a bit more about the outcome of the game. Further testimony won't really be necessary. It's clear the defendant lost. Badly. Miss Ordley, you will testify to the court about the gameplay between the victim and the defendant. The game began with 3,500 points in chips for each man. House chips come in 2 sizes, small and large. The one who was winning, it was victim. For last hand, defendant played with all chips on table and loose. The moment loss was decided, defendant grabs bottle from table and... kills him. Finish your sentence. Fuck. Indeed, looking at this picture, it does seem to be a one-sided game. As the court knows, poker was the defendant's life. Failure must have been a bitter pill to swallow. Ah, how many times have I heard these words? I'd done it in a fit of anger, Your Honor, and now I regret what I'd done. A common tale, but true. Methinks the judge watches too many old court movies. Mr. Wright said he hasn't lost in 7 years, so his testimony must be wrong. Or this testimony, wow. So he must be fucking lying. Alright. Are those usual starting points? Were there any special rules used? No, not special. Usual game, usual rules. I'm sorry, really good. Jesus fucking Christ. If each man began with 3,500 points and the total would be, exactly 7,000 points. Me too, Judge. Please, this isn't calculus. It's not even long division. He got a certificate from watching those shows, right? Are the chips in this photo all the chips that were used? Da, of course. Something's fishy with these chips. Should I press harder? Yeah, do it. Maybe you could explain a bit about these chips? Explain? What is there to be explained? Tell me! It's called Explain It! Poker chips are poker chips. Damn. You got me with that one. They're not fish and chips. Not a chip off the old block. Not a... Thanks. Now that I've pressed her, I better ask something. What are these chips worth? Are they in dollars or rubles? Rubles? Niet. I know that's Russian for no. Niet. As I've been saying before, it was a game, not gambling. Hard perhaps for capitalists to understand. Are they really Russian currency? I've never heard that in my life. Ruble, Russian money. I've never heard that. Capitalist pigs. Yeah, true. I don't know if I've ever heard anyone, like, discussing Russian money. Or at least not, like, with that word. They would just say, like, you know, with Russian money. I don't know. With Russian dollar. 2 types of chip, 100 points chip and 1,000 points chip. It's not money, da. Justice, sir. With Russian dollars. Don't you find her comment interesting? In more ways than one, sir. I've decided to add it to testimony myself. Wow, thanks for that. Yeah, do it. I don't give a shit. Yeah, I do think this is for scrutiny. Mostly because my boss says so. Add to the testimony. Because fuck. And she says, one kind of chip is worth 100 points, the other kind is worth 1,000. 2 kinds in all. I know what's gonna happen. Mr. Gavin says his testimony is important. To be honest, I have no idea why. Mr. Justice, do the court a favor and think about what you want to say before raising your hand. You're asking a lot out of me. We are not in kindergarten. Sorry, I'm fine. I'd better think of something to ask. And quick. The 2 types of chips. The small ones are 100, the big ones are 1,000. Right? Right, of course. Huh. Don't waste our time. Is that all? Yeah. Great. Mr. Gavin made me stop her, and now I'm the one who looks dumb. Oh, Justice, please try not to embarrass me like that. Huh? Who? Me? Ha! There's a clear contradiction in the information you have in your hands. What? It's a simple matter of calculation. Go on, try it. I know what it is. Okay, shut up. I don't know how to do math. I'm a lawyer. It's not like I know how to do math. I'm sorry, what's going on? It's like how there's US dollars, Australian dollars, Canadian dollars, Russian dollars. Yeah, it's whatever. Sand dollars, silver dollars. Yeah, you know. Sand dollars, that's what the mermaids use. Also sand. You know, when sand. Sand money. Sand's nut money? Shut the fuck up. Well, I need to press this statement. You're telling me that Mr. Wright, undefeated for 7 whole years, was losing? Duh, it must have been the most unlucky day for him. I'm glad I did not take other picture of him. It would break camera, certainly. The chips, they always went to the victim's side of the table. So you're telling us this was a one-sided game? Duh, one-sided and... Okay. Last hand? It was largest points of any hand. The defendant's hand, it was excellent. He tried to use it to take a victory from behind. It appears that both the defendant and the victim's hands are in this picture. That's truly an excellent hand. However, so is the victim's. One with the highest number wins, so defendant loses. The victim, Mr. Smith, had a stronger hand than the defendant and crushed him. I believe that explains what occurred next. Once cards laid down on table, it happened. The moment loss was decided, defendant grabs bottle from table and what happened next? Even to think of it now, I shake and tremble. I did not believe such thing would happen. What such thing? Please, you must believe. I had no idea. How could such thing occur? Okay, this is pointless. Nyet, nyet, nyet. I saw it all happen right before me. I saw a bottle coming down on victim's head. Decisive, isn't it, Your Honor? My witness saw the very moment of the crime. Remember, your first goal is to gather information. We already, like, did all of these. Like, did I skip one of these? I don't think so. Getting information. Alright, well, I guess it's time to look at the court record and die. Well, let's take a look-see. The game began with 3,000 point chips for each man. One is 100, the other is worth 1,000. So it'd be a lot. Oh, god damn it. So I'm guessing the bigger one is worth 1,000, so he would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He would have 9,200. And then on Phoenix's side, he has 1,400. Wait. So all the chips are on the table. Each person started out with how much again? 3,500. That sounds like bullshit. So it'd be... Where's the 3,500 coming from? Yeah, that sounds like ass shit. Like, there's way more on the table. She said they start with 3,500 per person. Yeah, there's more on the table than that. So now it's just time to be like, no? I don't think so. 3,500, 7,000 between them. So that's still off, right? Let me double check. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's wrong. You're sure it was the victim who won? Absolutely sure. It seems our new attorney is a bit confused. A glance at the picture is enough to tell you who won. If you're not in kindergarten. Just for safety's sake, could you explain the problem to the court? Of course, Your Honor. In this photo, I see small chips and I see large chips. Are you following with me still? Tell me, which were worth 1,000 points? Why, the big ones, of course, duh. Oh, I thought so too, but then the totals don't add up. The totals? Let's review what the witness told us. Each man started with 3,500 points in chips, and the combined total value of the chips was 7,000 points. Yes, if my calculations are correct. Let's see, 3 plus 1, carry the 5. They are, Your Honor. Now, look at this photo that- oh god, I really have to sneeze. Look at this photo that allegedly shows all the chips. If the big chips are worth 1,000 points and the small ones are worth 100, and then you add them up, how much is it? Do it yourself. You aren't in kindergarten, are you? 10,600 points. The chips don't add up. This clearly contradicts the witness's testimony. But why? How could this be? Exactly, Justice. Now that you know the what, you must determine the why. Right. There's only one possible way to explain this contradiction. Ooh. That's backwards. Each man began the game with 3,500 points. If all the chips were indeed shown in this photograph, there can only be one answer. Well, what is it? The value of the chips was the other way around. Yeah, I was like, is that what we're trying to say here? What? Want to know what I think? The small chips were worth 1,000 points, not the big ones. Madness! Utter madness! This is stupid. Show me the photograph of the chips again. There are 6 small chips and 10 large chips. Why, that does make 7,000 points when you add them up. Wow, glad we're really getting into it in the courtroom today. Excellent work, Justice. You can do math, too. Does somebody have a fun lawyer day? Is someone having a fun lawyer day? It's almost as though you figured it out by yourself. Stupid. Well, I'm just glad I was the one who said it. But wait! The value of the chips would be different, but that changes nothing! Indeed, the victim did have a larger number of chips still. Exactly. If the small chips are 1,000 points and the large chips are 100, let's do a little math. Add up the points for each side of the table. The victim, Mr. Smith, had 2,900 points and the defendant had 4,100 points. Well now, it seems that Mr. Wright was winning that night after all. That's impossible! My client had even less reason to kill the victim. After all, he was winning! Now, Miss Orley, you must have known the true value of the chips, since you were there at the start of this, weren't you? Yeah. Ooh. Order. It appears the defendant has lost his motive, and Mr. Wright's supposed defeat never happened. We must now ask ourselves... Excuse me, what is it, Miss Orley? I did not want to be saying this, but actually, you see, See what, Miss Orley? What do we see? In the last hand, there was cheat. A cheat? You don't mean a trick? Wait, or do you mean a scam? They're all the same thing. Yes, there was cheat in last hand. That is why game ends with chips as they are. Great, just great. First we have lying, now cheating. Well, this case certainly has taken a turn for the interesting. The cheat from Homestar Runner. The cheat. The cheat. Who lives on 21 Jump Street? Not the cheat. Not the cheat. The cheat. The cheat. Witness, you will please testify to the court. Tell us about this cheating in the final hand. The last hand, both men had full house. There's 4... I don't know why I just started laughing. I just started thinking about Uncle Joey from Full House and how he made the funny noises and was a funny man, and I started laughing. I was like, haha, Full House. There's 4 of each card in deck, from ace to king. If you look at both men's hands, cheat is more obvious. The next moment, the game becomes argumenta. The defendant's trick was exposed. He took bottle in hand. Poor Mr. Smith. Smack. Miss Orley, why did you not tell the court about this from the very beginning? I thought I smelled a cover up here. Well, folks, it's time to throw back the covers. A full house is a very high scoring hand, not easy to make. I'm sorry, I got bored. That alone is enough to suspect less than scrub. Mr. Gavin. Hearing Full House just makes me think about the end of Wonderwall. Yeah, same. What's a full house?
You got it, dude.
Lawyers these days, you don't know your poker. Yeah, I'm sorry, they didn't teach us how to play poker in law school. I can't say this bodes well for your case or career. What is this, some kind of secret cohort? Oh, Oh, I'm so sorry I'm yawning. If we get to a save point, I'll probably just save the rest of this case for later. I'm sorry. I can't stop yawning. What is this? Some kind of secret court poker ring? Justice, you know the terms one pair, two pair, and three of a kind, yes? Yeah, no problem. 2 cards with the same number makes a pair, and 3 makes 3 of a kind. Good. Now picture a hand with 1 pair and 1 3 of a kind. That's a full house. Huh. That doesn't sound very easy to make, does it? You can see each player's hand in this photo. Wow, they both have full houses. We forget there's an easy way to make a full house and go undefeated for 7 years. You cheat. The defense may cross-examine the witness. If he did cheat in the last hand, that still leaves one important question. Mr. Wright lost that hand. Who's ever heard of a professional con man losing when they cheat? Ba ba ba! Ah! Last hand, both men had full house. Just how hard is it to make a full house anyway? Everywhere you look, it's quite hard, It's making a everywhere you look. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Guess that's right. Very difficult to be sure. You can take my word as the poker head. Shut the fuck up. Very difficult, But it's not impossible. Okay, full house hard. This line of questioning, a waste of time. True. There's 4 of each card in deck from ace to king. True that. Unless you had 2 decks. 4 of each card, you say? I'm sorry, I'm yawning so much. It's an interesting fact that comes with this number 4 comes with the number of seasons. You don't say. And did you know that the cards are numbered 1 to 13? Add all the cards in a deck, you get 364 a year. You don't say. Isn't that one day short? And that's why each deck has 2 jokers. They say the second joker stands for the leap year. Thus, you have a perfect representation of the year, all in a deck of cards. You don't say. We're going to be in this courtroom for a year if it keeps going like this. Who the fuck says any of this? No one. How was it clear? Well, the defendant, he played a 5th ace. A 5th ace? I still remember both hands very well. Mr. Smith's hands has 3 aces. And Mr. Wright's has 2, which is fucked up. Obviously, cheating was afoot, or perhaps I should say a hand. Shouldn't you check the backs of the cards? Your Honor, perhaps this can be added to testimony without Mr. Payne's joke. Haha. Very well, the witness will add to the ha. Mr. Smith's hand has 3 aces, Mr. Wright has 2. It is 5 aces in all. Alright, let's chat about that. A 5th ace? It should not exist, no? I still remember both hands very well. Mr. Smith's hand has 3 aces. And Mr. Wright's has 2. Well, where did this card come from then? Perhaps we should ask the defendant that very question. Adding cards to the deck is no less serious than a taboo than forging evidence in the court of law. Now, perhaps it's time for you to say something, Justice. You bet! I love saying stupid words and everyone's staring at me and being like, what fucking law school released this stupid dumb animal? I'd better find some contradicting evidence fast. I'm gonna guess this is the statement I need to fuck with. It's 5 aces in all. How come there's only 4 in this photograph? Like, hello? There's only 4 in this photograph, and then you're like, yeah, the last hand there's 5 aces there. And now there's not. Checkmate! Like, hello? Am I ooh. That would be a contradiction, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it? One of them just hasn't come out of the closet. Be nice, Mika. What the fuck are you talking about? It's a deck of cards. It appears the witness is mistaken. Mistaken? But my name... Look, this piece of evidence clearly contradicts with what you said in your testimony. That's the photo of the chips, is it not? Justice, perhaps you ought to explain your point in a way that the judge can comprehend. In other words, use your finger to point out your point. Pointing. Yes, please point out the contradiction in this photo. What particular point contradicts everything? There's only 2 aces here. God. Why, it's here, of course. It's where? Where? The fucking cards! The cards! The fucking cards! Hello! Just look at the fucking cards! Oh, I had to point out the victim's hand? Just fucking... Does no one in this courtroom have eyes? Like, just look at the cards! Miss O'Reilly, in your testimony, you made the following claim. Mr. Smith's hand has 3 aces. It sure fucking doesn't. Well, maybe the witness was simply confused. Perhaps it was the defendant's hand that held the 3rd ace in question. Take another look at the evidence. As you can see, the defendant also had 2 aces in his hand. Where's this 5th ace? I see cheating, all right, and it's going on right here in this courtroom. For Mr. Payne, I like how Apollo's bent forward. He's like, 2 aces in each player's hand does not make 4 aces total, or does? Hardly proof of cheating. Wait, please, it's true. I've seen it. The 5th ace. There was cheating, I swear to you. That's odd. She must be lying, yet she's the most sincere I've seen her all day. You're right to trust your instincts. Mr. Gavin? Who knows what lies in store for us in the trial ahead? Your Honor, if I may, I have a suggestion. What might that be, Mr. Gavin? If you don't mind, perhaps you might examine the actual cards? The cards? I literally already brought that up like 15 minutes ago, but yeah, you know what? Just take my idea, dude. Fuck you, Kristoff. It's fine. My ideas are your ideas now. I don't even have original thoughts. You thought them first. Just... Yes. The players' hands that night were set aside as evidence, were they not? Yes, I am getting... I know you're like, Mika, they didn't say that in the text. You said that in real life. The video game did not read your mind. The video game read my mind. The defense would like to request that the cards be shown to the court. Very well, the prosecution... Okay. Victim's cards are the defendant's cards. Well, I should look at the defendant's cards, right? Because I should see if he had a fucked up ace. Let's start with Mr. Wright's hand. The defense would like to view the defendant's hand. Very well, Mr. Payne, your evidence. Yes, Your Honor. Cool, I did it. Well, now, let's see what we have here. Right. Oh my god. Okay, tutorial. Yes, I understand. Just fucking... Look at that. Card backs are red. For some reason, I thought they were using blue cards in the final hand. Didn't you, Mr. Gavin? Oh, which was it now? I want to see the other hand now, please. Why do you think 3DSs have microphones? To read your mind! Yeah, see, I told you. Guess I'll examine the victim's cards. Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm not reading any of this dialogue because it's boring. I'm just gonna be real with you guys. It's boring. It's just like, do the tutorial. Wowie zowie, look at that! Woo! I actually weirdly remember this part. What?
Damn, that's crazy.
Same. Your Honor, look at this! One of the victim's cards, the back is a different color! Huh? That's impossible, but I put that card in Wright's hand. Ah! What was that, Miss O'Reilly? No, niet. I merely said that I have... Your Honor. Mr. Gavin, yes? Yes? Tell me, what is the easiest way to cheat at poker? To cheat? I'll tell you. one merely needs a friend, a comrade. Shall we say, the dealer? Wait, so you mean this witness, Miss O'Reilly? She's the cheater. A professional, I'd wager. Order! Focus, Justice. Time to take advantage of her. I mean of her mistake. Your Honor, please recall the testimony we just heard. That's impossible, but I put that card in Wright's hand. Ergo, Miss Olga O'Reilly conspired to cheat not with my client, but with the victim, Mr. Shady Smith. Not only did she cheat, she cheated poorly. Therefore, it's not hard to imagine an altercation between her and the victim. Wait, you don't mean the defense isn't accusing the witness, Miss Ogo, really? Are you? Time for justice! There were 3 people in the room at the time of the incident. I already said this to myself like 3 separate times. And if Mr. Wright isn't guilty, then that means I am. The defense accuses the witness, Miss Olga O'Reilly, of murder. Tasty lunch. Mr. Payne, where is your witness, Miss Olga O'Reilly? It appears she's lost consciousness, Your Honor. Mr. Justice? Your Honor, it seems you've presented a new possibility to the court, one suggesting a connection between the witness and the victim, Miss Smith. Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith. And that means this court cannot pronounce a verdict for the defendant at this time. What? I did it. I held out. I see no point in prolonging the trial this day. The prosecution will need to make further inquiries. Hey, I know that voice. Mr. Wright? You can't end the trial here, Your Honor. Not yet. What nonsense is the defendant spewing now? Think. One of the cards had a different colored back. Don't you wonder what it means? What are you doing, Mr. Wright? Raising objections right when you're about to get off the hook? Ridiculous! Mr. Payne, you of all people should know. Mr. Wright has a talent for the ridiculous. Perhaps we should get to the bottom of things. Let's clear up the facts about the game that fateful night. As was said before, we alternated between 2 decks of cards that night. That was said before! The 2 decks at the club have different colored backs, blue and red. 1 color per deck. Why use different colored backs? If we use the same color, the 2 decks might get mixed. You used different colors and they still got mixed up? We used the red deck for the last game. I see, but that's odd. For some reason, I have this impression that you were using the blue cards. Yeah, me too. I'm sure someone said something about blue cards. Whatever. In the end, 1 card of the wrong color got into the mix, which means there was cheating. Yes, a card slipped into the deck would seem to indicate cheating. Yet, this card raises 2 serious questions. Apollo? Yes? Let's consider the first question, shall we? Think. In the last game, when was the card swapped? When? There are 3 broad possibilities. Here. It could have been swapped before the murder, during the murder, or after the murder. I mean, generally, yeah, that would be our options. Well, yeah, thanks for the news bulletin, Mr. Wright. Of course it was Oh. It might be as simple as you think, Mr. Payne, or it might not be. I'd like to hear what Apollo thinks first. When do you think the cards were swapped? Why was the card swapped into the deck? Oh, bitch, I don't know, actually. Oh, man. I fucking love poker. I mean, if she says because of the photograph, I mean, Quaint just said after. So I trust Quaint. Perhaps it happened after the murder? You're full of shit! What's that ridiculous? What's the point of cheating after the hands have been shown? That's silly. Yes, but tell me, how do you swap cards during the game? I'll take silly over impossible. Take it from me, son. There's a lot of silly in this world, but very little impossible. Oh, even the backs of the cards are a different color. If you pulled that during the game, you'd be caught in no time. Oh, quite true. Yeah, because it'd be like, hey, in your hand, you've got a blue card. You want to talk about that, buddy? That would mean the blue card in question was swapped after the hands were shown after the murder. Glad we're having this chat. Can this case be over yet? Okay, and this is going past silly and straight on to crazy. I ask again, what's the point of cheating after the game's over? Who would do that? Who indeed? That's one of the mysteries before us. There's another? Yes, a simple yet decisive question must be asked. Who swapped the red card for a blue card? Who? The game and murder is done. The victim is dead. Only two remain in the room. Alive, that is. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, and our witness, Olga O'Reilly. Okay, so who was it that swapped the red card for a blue? I would say it's Olga. Huh, what? What's blue? Huh? But that might be too easy. Trick question? I'm trying to think. But O'Reilly was confused about the missing ace. Yeah. Clearly it was the victim, but why? Why would he do that? I don't remember this at all. Olga did it? Why, it must have been Olga O'Reilly who swapped the cards. She was trying to cover up evidence of the cheating. That does make some sense. Sorry. But there's a problem with that explanation. Yeah, of course there is. The swap card was from the wrong deck. Yes, a blue card was stuck into a red hand. Mixing a card from the wrong deck when the backs are different colors? Remember that you're talking about Olga O'Reilly. She was the dealer. Do you really think she would make such a novice mistake? I actually have trouble imagining even the judge making that mistake. Give it a little more thought, Apollo. Right. Okay, so who was it that swapped the red card for blue? Someone else, I guess. The one who swapped the cards wasn't Mr. Wright, of course, and, well, it doesn't seem like it could have been Olga really either. What are you suggesting? That's hardly a logical conclusion, I'll admit. As the defense, I think it only makes sense for you to name Miss O'Reilly at this point. Yes, I know, but she was the one who dealt the cards, right? I just can't believe she would make the mistake of swapping the wrong color card. And if the card was swapped during the game, it'd be obvious. Something you'd like to share with the court, Mr. Wright? Oh, my apologies, Your Honor. I was just thinking about how much fun all this is. Me too, man. I'm having a good time. Fun? How about confusing? I've no idea what the defense is claiming, Your Honor. If the one who swapped the card wasn't the defendant, and it wasn't Miss O'Reilly, then who was it? Yeah, well, that is the question, isn't it? Precisely. Huh? I believe we're about to see this case take a new direction. A new direction? We'll find that indeed after the murder, someone swapped one of the cards in the victim's hand, and that someone made two critical mistakes. I'm sure you're going to tell us that the first was swapping the wrong color card, because the one who did the swap didn't know two colors of cards were being used. The other mistake was the number on the card. right. The person replaced the 5th ace with a king. I'm sure whoever swapped it wasn't expecting there to be a 5th ace after all. All they knew was that the game had been won with a full house, so they picked up a king from the table and swapped it in. It was Godot. Yeah, it was Godot. You knew it! But there's one problem. According to our case record, the person doesn't exist. True, not until now, but you have to admit the possibility of a 4th person. Though it's more than a possibility. There was someone else there that night at the scene of the crime. What? Bum bum bum. I believe the judge spoke truthfully earlier. You do make trials ridiculous, Mr. Wright. This trial is proceeded on one central assumption, namely that at the time of the incident there were only 3 people in that room. Yeah, we've only repeated that like multiple times. I believe this new evidence, shall we say, overturns that assumption. The problem is that you chose to conceal this information from the court. I suppose that is a problem, yes. Court is adjourned for a brief recess. Recess. Wow, I'm never gonna get over that problem, am I? It's been such a while, it's been a long while since I've done Ace Attorney, and yet I still can't fucking get the word recess out rather than recess. Why is this a me kind of problem? Anyway, come to my chambers. Call the defense. I'll have sex with them. Haha. Why is there a painting of a man with a bucket on his head? That was quite unexpected, Mr. Wright. To suddenly claim there was another God, he's doing the thing. He's doing the fucking thing. Do you see this, bitch? He's doing the fucking thing. Also, look how nice and detailed these sprites are now. Ooh. We live in a recession. I must ask, is it the truth? Well now, I think you would know the answer to that. God, don't do that! I don't like that! Ah, being mysterious, are we? Sadly, I've no time for mysteries. I'd only ask that you leave the defending to your defense in the future. Otherwise, I cannot guarantee the outcome. I see you haven't mellowed out one bit, Kristoff. Justice? Yes, sir! The judge has summoned me to his chambers, so carry on without me. You did well, Apollo. Can I ask you something? Sure. That locket you wear, is that really yours, Mr. Wright? You're wondering about the victim's disappearing locket? Here, you can take a look at it. That's a picture of my daughter in there. She's all pixelated and stuff. Trust me, she's cuter in real life. I'm just surprised to hear you had a daughter. Most people are. Perhaps you'll meet her on one of these days. One more question. The one who cheated that night, was it you? What do you think? Huh? You know what happened 7 years ago? What I did. It's not unreasonable for you to think I might cheat. I never, honest! But it is odd that he managed to go undefeated for 7 whole years. Want to know something? There's only one game where you can be dealt bad cards all night and still win. Poker. You see, poker is all about reading your opponent. And that way, it's a lot like a court case. Poker is like trial law? Figure out what your opponent is thinking and you win. Well, yeah, but that's harder than it sounds. No, I think not. Try as they might to conceal it, everyone reveals their true thoughts in the end. Their body language can become a valuable source of information. You're kidding! That witness, for instance, Miss O'Reilly. She would touch the back of her neck during certain parts of her testimony. Did you notice? No. Come on, who noticed that? Words, habits, twitches, it's all information for the reading. That's the secret to winning, Apollo. Someone taught me, and now I pass the secret on to you. But I'm not worthy! I mean, there's no way I'll pick up on these signals! No, you can do it. Huh? You just don't know it yet. What's he talking about? But you will. Soon. Soon. I almost forgot one more thing. About this case, You should know, I haven't told the truth to anyone yet. What? I knew it! I have my reasons, of course. All shall be revealed. And Apollo, I need you to be there defending me. I need your power. My power? I had no idea my cords of steel were that special. And it's time. The real trial begins now. Do your best. Next time, folks. No, but like for real, it's late. I actually have to go get a sleep. It's bad because it's only the first case, but wow, it's kind of long. I kind of was only hoping this would take an hour and a half, and it's taken more time. So, Mika, you cuck. I know, I'm sorry, but I have to be responsible and say I have to stop now. I gotta do it. I gotta do it. Whoo! Did Phoenix start smoking weed since Justice for All? Because he seems like it. Wouldn't you mean since Trials and Tribulations? But yeah, probably. I mean, this case did take place on 420. Haha, weed, smoking, haha. Mika's cucking us harder than Raven is cucking her. Alright, no, that's rude. So anyway, guys, I'll see you next time. I'm planning to stream again. Just a reminder, my new stream schedule will be Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Mondays late, Wednesdays and Fridays early. I might try to squeak in a stream this weekend. I don't really know yet. But we'll see. Crap, I spooked the stream. Damn, dude, that's not cool. Listen, I'm not smart. I also smoke too much weed.